Good, happy Thursday evening, January 28, 2021. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Thursday evening, so let's begin. First up, let's begin with your COVID-19 updates. 16 more Granite Staters die of COVID-19. Hospitalizations remain steady. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
New England weather is pretty unpredictable, but there are ways to be prepared. We can help.
721 new cases today in New Hampshire, but no new variants have been detected in this state. Active cases are up slightly to 5,300, and there are 16 new deaths announced today. 222 people are currently hospitalized.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. COVID-19 in New Hampshire, what you need to know. Let's take a look at that right now. And here is a look at that information for all of you right now. There are 64,258 number of people in New Hampshire have tested positive for COVID-19. 25,686,826 number of people in the United States have tested positive. 1,022 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire. 222 current number of hospitalizations for COVID-19 in New Hampshire. 431,289 number of deaths from COVID-19 in the United States. Let's take a look at this map of New Hampshire where current cases of COVID-19 are. Manchester, 506. Let's take a look at this map of New Hampshire where total cases of COVID-19 are. Manchester, 8,566. And now let's take a look at these three charts here. Let's start with the first chart here. New cases each day in New Hampshire in the purple. Daily new positive COVID-19 cases. Orange, new hospitalization. And red, deaths. Let's take a look at this chart here. Current cases in the purple. Total current COVID-19 cases. Orange, current hospitalization. Let's take a look at this chart here. Total cases in the purple. Total positive COVID-19 cases. Orange, total hospitalization. Red, deaths. And blue, recovered. And let's take a look at this chart here. Positive PCR test rate, positive PCR and antigen test rate, and daily PCR test. And let's take a look at this chart here. Age group of cases and female and male of cases. Let's take a look at this chart here. Infections, hospitalizations, and deaths. And let's take a look at this chart here. Deaths, percentage of population, race/ethnicity of cases, and hospitalizations. And a reminder, common symptoms: fever, lack of smell, cough, chills, difficult breathing, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. How it spreads, and prevention tips. And be sure to stay with the Riley King Network for the latest of your COVID-19 information. Fire burns at Meredith Marina. Officials say building fully involved in flames. Firefighters were called to a fire Thursday evening at the Meredith Marina and Boating Center. Meredith Police Dispatch confirmed that the building was fully involved in flames, but no other details were immediately available. There was no word on any injuries, and the cause of the fire was not known. Thick smoke could be seen coming from the area of the marina. This is breaking news. Stay with the Riley King Network for updates. Amherst man accused of threatening members of Congress to remain in custody. Federal judge considered whether to release Ringer on bail. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
New England weather is pretty unpredictable, but there are ways to be prepared. We can help.
A federal charge of members of Congress centers on phone messages to 6 unidentified members back on December 16th. The first message left at 12:50 in the morning. You better support Donald Trump as your president. There has been massive fraud in this country, and if you don't support it, we're going to drag you out and we're going to hang you by your neck to die. An affidavit from U.S. Capitol Police says the other messages contain similar threats, along with homophobic, racist, and misogynistic rants. In some of the calls, the complaints say Ryder Weininger identified himself by leaving his name and phone number. In asking that Weininger be detained, the U.S. Attorney's Office noted that when Capitol Police showed up to talk to him, Weininger booked a flight to Brazil and stayed there for a month. The U.S. Attorney's Office says there is a pattern of inconsistencies regarding finances and firearms that prove that Weininger cannot be trusted and should remain in jail. Defense Attorney Charles Keefe noted there is no indication that Weininger acted on any of the threats and that he never went to D.C. Furthermore, he says Weininger has no criminal record and surrendered to authorities when he returned to the country. Keefe says that any firearms have been surrendered and that electronic monitoring, along with any other conditions imposed by the court, would ensure that Weininger would show up for court hearings and is not a danger to the public. Now, the government does have the burden of proof to show why Weininger should remain in jail. The judge took the matter under advisement and said she hopes to issue a ruling soon. Reporting live, Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Hassan prepares for re-election campaign with record-setting early fundraising. Democrat running for second term in 2022 raised more than $1 million in the fourth quarter of 2020. Comcast delays charging customers who eclipse monthly data cap. Subscribers cannot be changed until August 2021. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Chilly mornings? Start your car right from your phone. Ford SUVs are built for weather. Lease Escape for as low as $179 a month, or get Explorer with 0 for 72 months plus $27.50 cash.
Whether you're Zooming business calls from home or your kids are learning remotely, soaking up internet data is easy to do these days. Starting January 1st, Comcast Xfinity began phasing New Hampshire subscribers into a data cap plan, charging any customer who goes over 1.2 terabytes per month an extra fee. But according to an IT specialist in Bedford, don't panic just yet.
Assuming Comcast is going to cap at 1.2 terabyte, for regular email, browsing, shopping online and stuff, it's more than enough.
According to Comcast, the median subscriber used 308 gigabytes per month in 2020, with only 5% of Xfinity users going over the new 1.2 terabyte cap. In a statement, Comcast says in summary that those super users generate the greatest demand for network development. Comcast offers an unlimited data plan for $11 more a month.
So on an average, a Zoom call, which is on HD quality, would be about consuming about 2.5 gigs per hour. That would give you about 400 hours of Zoom calls in the entire month.
Ash believes video gamers will be most impacted. As for anyone streaming movies,
an HD movie typically is about 2 gigs. It could be a little bit more, a little bit less, but on an average, let's say it's 2 gigs, which means about 500 movies you can download in a month. So that's a lot of movies, and that would probably not affect most people.
Comcast says it is providing a 3-month grace period. Anyone who goes over 1.2 terabytes won't see a charge until April. Mike Cherry, WMUR News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And let's take a look at the U.S. stock market and see how the U.S. stock market closed for this Thursday evening. And here's a check of that U.S. stock market for all of you for the Thursday evening. Your Dow Jones Industrial Average closed in the green, went up. NASDAQ closed in the green, went up. S&P 500 closed in the green, went up. Gold closed in the green, went up. Oil closed in the bottom of down. US 10-year closed flat. Euro/USD closed flat. And VIX closed in the red and went down. And that is a look at your U.S. stock market for this Thursday evening. Nation's top COVID-19 experts project 90,000 more deaths in the next month. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
The very latest on the coronavirus emergency, the new White House team issuing a stark warning as they ramp up vaccine efforts across the country. Our chief White House correspondent, Cecilia Vega, has all of those details for us. Good morning, Cecilia.
Hi, Amy. Good morning to you. So these new briefings by the top doctors and scientists on COVID here at the White House are going to be happening now 3 times a week. The White House says this is all part of President Biden's new effort, this attempt to put transparency and science first and rebuild trust. They say this is about leveling with America even when the outlook is bleak. This morning, a sobering projection from the nation's top coronavirus experts who say 90,000 more Americans will die from the disease in the next month alone. That somber warning, part of the Biden administration's promise to play it straight and level with Americans, even in the face of heartbreaking news.
I know this is not news we all want to hear, but this is something we must say so we are all aware.
From the new head of the CDC to Chief Medical Advisor Dr. Anthony Fauci, the first briefing socially distanced on Zoom. And it comes as January marks the deadliest month on record for this pandemic. With the government still struggling to get vaccines to the people who need them most, sources tell ABC News discussions are now underway to call on as many as 10,000 service members to help administer shots at 100 sites around the country. But even with the White House plan to purchase 200 million more doses, the grim reality, the stockpile remains low.
Any stockpile that may have existed previously no longer exists.
So far, more than 20 million people have received their first dose, but for most Americans, another reality check.
It will be months before everyone who wants a vaccine will be able to get one.
And the Biden administration now hoping to expand access by changing the rules on who can administer vaccines, calling on recently retired doctors and nurses, and allowing people licensed in one state to cross state lines and pitch in. Now, today, President Biden is expected to sign another round of executive actions, this time on health care, including one that expands access to the Affordable Care Act during this pandemic, and this would open a new 3-month enrollment period for people. Another reverses a ban on U.S. funding to international nonprofits that offer abortion services. Amy, we have seen a flurry of executive actions since the president took office, 40 so far.
All right, Cecilia Vega, thank you very much. Well, hey,
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Have a great rest of your Thursday evening, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another broadcast. And I'll have news report coming up in a little bit. Good night and goodbye, everyone.